Hello friends, in today's tutorial I am going to be showing you how to make this easy Santa hat. Before we do so, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and let's go ahead take a look at the materials that we will be needing for today's tutorial. The materials that you will need for today's video is some red 4-weight yarn and some white 4-weight yarn. I'm just using this on core and wool-ease. You will also need a J crochet hook or a 6mm crochet hook. So let's go ahead and get started with today's tutorial. If you have not done so already, please make sure that you have hit that subscribe button so you do get notified when I release new tutorials and yarn giveaways. Okay, so to begin, we want to start with a chain of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we're going to skip the first stitch, and into the second stitch we are going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, so we're going to make a half double crochet. And into each of the chains across, you are going to make a half double crochet all the way along. Go ahead and do that and meet me back at the end. I will show you how to turn your work. Okay, so this is what it should look like when you get your first row done. Now at the end of this row and every row, from here on out, we are going to chain up 2 and turn our work. We are then going to be doing half double crochets into the back loop only. So what this means is instead of going through both of these, we're only simply going to be going through the back. If you see where the V's are, drop a loop. We are going to go into the one directly next to our chain 2. And we are going to work all the way across to the end, ending with this last stitch. You should have 9 stitches. Now you want to continue to do this until it reaches around your head. I'm going to let you know how many rows I ended up doing, and then we'll move on to the next portion of this video. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did 37 rows of half double crochet. So you just want to make sure that this fits around your head. Now what we are going to do is we want to make this, close it off so that we have the ring, and then we will move on to the next portion by grabbing our red yarn. So to begin this, all we are simply going to do is slip stitch across. So we're going to go into our first stitch, directly across onto the other side, grab our yarn and just slip stitch it through. And I'm going to do this all the way across, and I will meet you back here. Just make sure that it is lined up and that you will be ending at the same portion. So go ahead and continue to slip stitch and I will meet you back here. Okay, so once you have slip stitched all the way across, we are going to chain up 1, leave a little bit of a tail for sewing, and we are going to go ahead and cut our white yarn and then go ahead and pull up on that loop. I like to make a knot just to make sure that it's not going to come undone. At this point, this will be the inside, so we want to turn it the opposite way, just like this. And now go ahead and grab your red yarn and let's move on to the top portion of our Santa hat. You will also need a stitch marker for this pattern. I did forget to mention that in the beginning. So grabbing your red yarn, you can start anywhere on your project and just put your hook through. And I like to just loop this around and pull it through. Once you have attached your yarn, you want to chain up 3 stitches, and this is going to count as our first stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. Now what we want to do is place 1 double crochet into each of the sides of the rows all the way around. So each of the rows here, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are just going to place a 1 double crochet into each of those rows all the way around, and meet me back here. Oops, that's supposed to be a double crochet. And then meet me back here when you get back to your chain 3. Okay, so I ended up with 40 stitches once I went all the way around. And to move on to round 2, what you want to do is make a double crochet into the top of the chain 3. So we'll just make a double crochet, and then we are going to place our stitch marker right there. And now we are simply going to place 1 double crochet into each of the stitches around, and I will meet you back here for round 2. Okay, so here we are for round 2, and you just simply want to start by putting a double crochet into the top where the stitch marker is. I'm going to go ahead, do a few rounds, I'll let you know how many I do, and then we will go ahead and decrease. Okay guys, so I ended up doing a total of 10 rows for my red. So go ahead, do 10 rows and meet me back at this video. Once you have done your 10 rows, we are going to start decreasing. So for row 11, into the first stitch, you want to place 1 single crochet or 1 double crochet. Into the second stitch, we want to place 1 double crochet. And then over the next 2, we are going to be decreasing. So yarn over, go into the loop, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3 loops. Okay, so then we will continue to repeat this all the way across to the stitch marker. So we will do 1 double crochet into 1 stitch, 1 double crochet into the second stitch, and over the next 2 stitches we will do a decrease. So yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3. Go ahead and do that until you get back to the stitch marker, and I will meet you back here for row 12. Okay, so here we are for row 12 decrease. Now into that first stitch we are just going to place 1 double crochet and place our stitch marker back into that space. Okay, and then over the next 2 stitches, we are going to be doing a double crochet decrease. And then into the following stitch, we will place 1 double crochet. And then over the next 2 stitches, we will do a double crochet decrease. And then into the following, we will do 1 double crochet. And then over the next, we will do a decrease. So continue to do this all the way around until you get back to your stitch marker, and I will meet you back here for row 13. Okay, so moving on to the next row, we are going to be repeating the previous row where we are going to put 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then we're going to decrease over the next 2. Then we'll place 1 double crochet, and then we'll decrease over the next 2. So we are just repeating the last row that we did, and I will meet you back here when you are all finished with this one. Okay, so now moving on, we are done with our decrease stitches, and what we want to do is just place 1 double crochet all the way around at the top until you have the length that you want. I'll go ahead and let you know how many rows I did, and then we'll just attach a pom-pom. Alright guys, so I went ahead and did 18 rows, and now what I want to do is just leave a bit of a tail, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Here to finish off, what we want to do is make a single crochet, and then a slip stitch, and then we're going to pull our tail through there. Now at this point I'm just going to drawstring this closed, so I'm just going to weave my tail in and out of my stitches at the top right here. Okay, so just do that all the way around and I will meet you back here. Okay, once you have weaved in and out, you just want to go ahead and make this tight and make a knot, and then sew in your ends, or you can push it through to the other side and actually use this when you attach your pom-pom. So let's go ahead and grab our pom-poms. If you do not know how to make those, there are tutorials online, and let's go ahead and attach that. Okay, you guys, and this is what it looks like once you have your pom-pom on there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Leave me a comment down below. And thank you guys so much for joining me today.